up in the house. Let's see what's going on here. Got a lot going on here this morning, trying to get pictures on the house. Hey, no. Boy, you're a full-time job right now, ain't you? Stay up here. Here. This. Hold that. That's right. Looks like a pretty flat opening this morning. Typical Friday. As you can see, that was a fake out. It did go up a little bit, but not to where we needed to go. Get these pictures taken care of here. this week. Let's see. Hey. No. Yeah, Lico's not on there. All right, so let's take a look. Lico. Let's see what it's doing. Do we actually own it? Looks like it's starting to crater. Look at it on the other one. Do we sell? XST. I'll go over there, clean that one up. Okay, we can tell that this one was actually on. Where was it? There it is right there. See there? That was on the scan for the week. All right, so we can remove that. We're done with that. We go into the next one. Let's make sure that Lico, we don't have it in the account. Some of them I can remember, but the majority, it's just too hard to keep track of everything. So. All right. So yeah, pretty flat morning. I think we showing on the, let's take a look here. Yeah, pretty flat. We're looking at this ES, the NQ, NASDAQ. I mean, it's so volatile. It's hard to say if that's, close to even or what, but it moves so much more than the ES. This is a flat condition. What we're looking for is we're looking for opportunities here, and we don't really have to look because we've already, if we play by our rules, we don't have to worry about anything. All we're doing is checking, you should be out and done on to doing something else after this particular one showing down. It's got a ways to go before we get into another one, so it's just collecting dividends. Here's one that's going to the upside and it's pretty flat. They don't correlate to the market, quite a few of these. They just do what they're going to do. There's people buying and selling, institutional buying and selling. Here's another EMN. Looks like it might close out before the weekend. We got good. This one just kind of hovering around. It's pretty good move up. One that doesn't move very much. HRZN. Another CEF. It's close, but you never know how long it takes to get there. My little buddy Blue is in the background. He's a co-pilot today. He's taking over the bed. It took him 48 hours to achieve that. He's about 8 weeks old. PHT. This is one of these max shares. So we're just watching it. Nothing you can do. You can't force it. It's going to do what it wants to do. Coming over to say, hey, yeah, being a pain in the butt. Hopefully you'll settle down and go to sleep, huh? All right. Let's go over to the other accounts, see what's going on over here. We got 54-cent down move. Yeah, hard to say what that's going to do. 107 down. Yeah. No sense in trying to predict them. Follow the rules, put your orders in. Put you back over here. Won't be fine with extension cord. surveillance on that guy. MPLX, what's that, MLP? It's a good paying dividend stock, but another one of these it's maxed at. BFC, not doing much. It's going to be probably pretty slow today, so we'll cut out of here probably around 10 o'clock, maybe a little sooner if it's just going to stay dead all day. With the amount of storms coming in, people got other things on their minds. Looks like, I don't know if you've ever been to Vintusky Max. A friend of mine gave me that link, Vintusky Maps, and it shows so much more than your regular forecast. I love it. I'm almost up almost 50% on that Ensign. That's my lottery ticket. That's my target price. This has nothing to do with my system. This is just a lottery ticket. You got to charge energy all of a sudden. You're going crazy over there. That's not a sign of what's to come. Heck, no. No. He knows that word. Kellogg Brands is up. Wonder if that's pretty close to the bottom. Never know. The bottom's zero. We know that. So we ain't worried about where it's going. Stick to the rules. No. He's having too much fun over there. Yeah, lazy day. Stuff's just kind of melting up. A few of these just don't pay attention to what the overall market does. Money just keeps coming in. When you keep seeing that going up, you kind of flatline there and kind of keep going up in price. That's just money coming in. It's nothing more. People getting interested in it because it's what? Paying 9.2% dividend. That's why people invest in it. A lot of these will be fixed income portfolios. People use these. It's a great vehicle. It's a monthly income payer, especially if you're retired. SWK, not much going on there. Now you can make a portfolio just with dividend paying stocks that are just made up of CEFs. I know some people that have done that in the past. It's pretty lucrative. Can't trade them very often, but they just don't come up on the scans very often. That's part of the problem with them, but I don't see it as being a problem if you can make 10%. And get that monthly dividend payment coming in. What are you doing? Huh? You gonna get that food? Yep. Eating machine. 5-pound eating machine. Next week I'll be broadcasting from up in the mountains, a new home. Hopefully I only have to come back here one more time for closing and to pick up a few other little odds and ends. But we'll see. Definitely big storms coming here. I meant to open up that Ventusky, see what's actually going on. There's a lot of people that'll play the market based on weather conditions, which is also interesting, but I'm not one of them. I'm doing it more for self-preservation right now. So we're going to look at snow cover. So you can see that's today, right? Got some snow cover there in Memphis. Maybe that'll be melted off, but let's take a look at the date. We go to the 12th, Saturday. That's pretty much leveled off. I'm leaving in the morning, got to go all the way over here to York. And then the reason why I'm leaving early is because this is what kind of Sunday will be fairly clear, but that's what's happening in Little Rock. 6.3 supposedly on Monday, and so I don't want to get trapped here during that. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 20 inches of snow, 23.9 inches of snow on the ground. Little Rock is officially going to be shut down on Thursday. If this happens, half this state is on a real lockdown. Unbelievable. So then you've got, if it's cold temperatures, that stuff's not melting off anytime soon. There you're still going to have 4 days later, you're going to have 7 inches of snow still on the ground. So if you haven't already, get your stuff together. Get ready for nasty weather. But I won't be here for it. But back to the charts and see what's happening. I may have to take the junior out here for a walk after he eats. So. But this is what's nice. You don't have to be in a big hurry here. Everything's just kind of putting along. That's what you're looking for, is just consistent hits all the time. And you can see if you follow it all week, every day. So 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and today's the 12th. So you're hitting every day, right? And it doesn't mean that what was on the scan this week is going to be on the scan or is going to activate this week. Quite a few of them do, but the majority of the ones that we're looking at, they're ones from the past. You can look at that. You can go back down through here and just match them up with the scan. If you keep your scans from week to week, you'll see how long it takes for some of these to hit. Like Jack was on this week's scan. You look down there, it hadn't hit, right? Because you had to buy this week. That's the only way it'll be on the scan, unless it was a trailing stop from a previous scan. Then you got quite a few winners. We don't have losers. I will post it when I do get a loser, but right now we're well over a year with no losers on, I think, what, 9 different accounts. Not a bad track record so far. All we're doing at this point is managing. I just like to look around and see what's actually moving, what might, come off. It doesn't have any bearing on what I do in the future. I don't go, well, hey, it's right there, and I'm going to move that up to, instead of 109.20, I want to try to get 115. Once that order's in, unless it's a mistake, you don't change it. You just let it happen. You're trying to stay as close to the mean as possible and make your profit, move on to the next one. Once you start to understand what how the power of the mean and the dividends, you got the stock market licked. Yeah, I mean they're talking single digits on the radio right now. Their towns. I don't know if it's not KRN, but 101.1. They're saying, well, not single digits, but 11 degrees, 12 degrees tonight. I'm like, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I mean, you just have to wait and see. But chances are, their models are actually more accurate than what's that AccuWeather and what's that other one? They have those kind of running deals in the future forecast. Come here. All right, I got to run this guy around the house one time. I'll be right back. He just finished eating, so we don't want to have any mistakes in the house. I'll be right back. issue with it yesterday. I guess it's the desktop, or here's that's my, what do you call it, microphone. And the desktop. Could you hear that? Yeah, I probably had the audio turned off on the computer so I didn't blow anybody out. I don't know why it's so high. I mean, I can adjust it and adjust it, but that's just the way interactive broker is. They want to make sure you hear it, I guess. Cool. Yeah, so which one did we buy this morning? Did we hit a buy this morning? I don't think we have. Well, we looked at Lico, but that's not in either account. But we know that that thing was starting to tank. That's a good thing. Calu, still don't have any idea what these people do. No, no. Come on, come here. He's after extension cords. I don't know what his deal is. I don't want him wiping that stuff out. There, lay down. He'll be asleep here in a second. He goes in spurts. The TLT is the 20-year bonds. I guess there's a lot of talk that they're going to be buying up more bonds. It's like how much more bonds can they buy? The ones that I like to see that are going up are the ones that I have max shares on in these two accounts. They've been here for quite some time, I guess. But this one you can see is down like half its value, but it's still paying the dividends even though it went down, I guess, from last year. But that's another one of these oil stocks. Permian Basin, didn't follow it, don't really care, but it's a fairly low priced stock. I think the most were average price of $8.12. It's like at 3.5% interest. Take 20 years to get your money back out of it, but it's already been in the account, made some money. You have to really go back and look to see if that was the most you can lose on this position is 21.84. I mean, you could close that right now, but we don't take losses. I just want to continue to pull that dividend in. It's at max shares already. Let's take a look at the chart. Why is it not popping up there? You got to put the right one. No. EBT. So, what is going on with my charting here this morning? EBT. Ding. Ding. There we go. Yeah. So it's rising. It got down as low as 220, so it's recovered quite a bit. Max shares are 282. We can actually buy a few more shares. But conditions have to be right, and it does have to come up on the scan. In this case, you're not going to see it come up on the scan because it's down below $1.20. No, 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 no. Why he likes extension cords? It's got to be that soybeans in the wrap. You can smell it. Finally going down, settling down. All right. So you get the idea. I never sell unless they dispose of it. If that company goes out of business, and yeah, I lose my investment, but the whole time I continue to take in those dividends. So I keep reducing my cost basis. Every time I'm paid a dividend, this cost basis gets lower. If you want to keep track of that, you can do that, but I don't do it. I just assume that I'll either cash out or it goes. There's only two things that can happen. It goes up in value, it goes down in value, or it stays the same, and I get paid dividends. That's all you have. That's all you have to really remember. If it stops paying dividends, it's easy. You don't buy any more of it. If it's below $1.20, that's my cutoff. You might think that you like ones that pay down below and you get the 10.4%. Just a rule of mine in all my portfolios. I don't worry about it. It's like $1.20 is the cutoff. If this comes back up, this particular one, EDI, if it comes back up, it's even, and I can make $1 on it to cover the commission. I close it at. It looks like it dropped even from last year, so this one's been in the portfolio a while too. EDI, have no idea what they do. Stone Harbor, so can't buy any more of it, but I can get rid of it. It's only got to come back up a little ways. EDI, that's what it looks like. It's going to do one of two things, or three things: up, down, or stay the same. Meanwhile, it's paying me 10.4% on my money. Let's see here, BGH. Let's see. BGH continuing to climb, little by little. We've got about, let's see, this one here. See, now this one jumped up pretty good here. When did it do this? I hadn't been paying attention to it. There you go. So this week, I can leave it in there, right? 8.4%. I can close it out right now or continue to make that dividend, right? Because it's only a $3 stock and we know it doesn't move very much. But if I sell it right now, I'll make $11 and close that out. So what do? We follow the rule. Let's just put another order in here to close it. Okay, this is how you work it. So this is, I didn't even pay attention to it because it's not on my radar, but what's it doing? It's bringing me in 8.4% on my money. But because it fell below the $1.20 mark a long time ago, I mean, I don't know when, but here, we're just going to say, okay, we're going to close everything and we're going to go at the limit, right? So the bid or the ask, if we put it at the ask, it needs to go up to 306. It's at 305 right now. So we're going to close it at 305. We're going to close all those shares. So it's 286 shares. We're going to get all this money back into our account. We'll actually see 873 go back into the cash account. So we close that. It was actually, if you looked at the actual order, it's probably like 10 or 877. So it's like 3055, whatever. So $9. But your cash went back into your account. You can just, put it into something else. It just increases your number of occurrences. Instead of waiting, that thing could probably take a couple months to get back up to that point. So what do? Remove all the Fibonacci, all the alerts, and we're out of that one. It's not going to come up on the scan again until it comes back up over that dividend amount. But you can make, you can open up your portfolio to lesser paying dividend amounts that pay higher percentage rates. And if you have a really small account, you may want to look at that. But you won't get the number of occurrences as far as buying and selling. Like this is a perfect example. This thing at $3, maybe it, maybe it goes up to your strike price of whatever that amount is in 6 months. So we're looking for a little faster turnaround. And if you get stuck with them, you follow the rule, you get rid of it. You had your money. It's like I always think of a stock as a little bank account that's making you interest.
You know, just have multiple bank accounts and they're all giving you a certain amount. You know, you're like, okay, well, I'm making 6% here. You know, I'm making 14.8% on this. So then you add them all up at the end of the year. Hey, I've got 1,000 bank accounts, and they're all paying me all these different dividends. But if I averaged, you know, $10 per at 1,000, yeah, that's $10,000. Just a different way of looking at things. So being diversified means just have a lot of little bank accounts. That's what these are. Little bank accounts that pay you interest. Now you can go down through CEFs. Let me go to that web page here. Bring it on here so you can look at it. CEF funds. CEFs. What the heck? If you're new to this is a good place to start, and then you can get into the stocks. But these little, you can see the power of the CEFs. I'll just write in closed end funds. There we go. And New Bean. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. CEFA. Okay. So you go here and you can look at there's several different asset classes, and then don't worry about all this stuff. You know, this, if you're new to this, I would advise you to read as much as you can or watch videos on them, but there's a lot of good information here. Excuse me. If we look, what was that one that we just sold? DHF? All right. Oh, that's a log on there. We're looking up here. DHF. All right. That's was a high yield leverage, right? So you can see the premium, the discount. It's trading at a discount, but let's open it up and see what it looks like. So you can see what it's been paying. Had you invested $10,000 back in 2012, was it 10,000? Yeah, growth of $10,000. If you invested it and took in dividends over the last 8 years, or say 9 years, the red line is the fund itself, the net asset value. And you look at the fund market, so it's above what the fund is making, right? But remember, these are ones that don't move much, but they just pay dividends. So if you look down here, income only, and then the distribution yield. So you need to read upon this. What this means is dividend yield, 8.81%. Of the amount of money that they're giving you, it's income only is 7.49. So this is people that are retired, want that little extra, you know, money coming in, but there's a little bit of that money that's returned to you of your initial money you invested. So you need to understand that all in all, if you hold on to it and only sell it for a profit, you don't have to worry about what this means. But it's just good to learn it. Let's see here. So there's your most recent income, right? It was 2 cents per share. And then you looked at, let's see, and this is monthly. You can see, where does it say it? See right here, dividend frequency, monthly, right? Year-to-date dividends, it's based 25 cents. So if you have 100 shares, that's $300, right? Because what's it trading at 331 or market price 306? So 306 is 100 shares. At 25 cents, you're making $25.80. That's the equivalent of 8.81% on your money. That's just one example. You can go through here and look at all the different stuff that they offer. And this is where you're going to, let's see, I haven't been on here in forever. I forget how to use it. You know, today's leaders, you know, BlackRock, market return 92.66%. Don't get suckered in on market returns. We're looking for income and distribution yield. Market, these two are not interchangeable. You need to understand those two. But as long as you're making money with it and you don't sell them for a loss, you'll always come out ahead on these. Here's another one. Let's see what else we had in there. CCD, traded that before. BST, RMT, ACV. I think that's on one of the accounts. Or maybe it just sold. I think it might have just sold. Let's find another one in here. DBL. Yeah, here's another one. DBL. Go to, let's go back up to the top. DBL, another decent paying one. Double line, have no idea. It's just another fund, right? General bond. Okay, so it's trading at 1981. Income only 8.81. Distribution yield 8.71. So you can look at here, yield difference. Read this stuff. Okay, they'll explain it to you. So dividend frequency monthly. So you had let's say you have 100 shares, right? 1981. That's $198, and your dividend yields per year-to-date dividends is $1.70. So if you had 100 shares, that's 170 bucks a year. But just divide it by 12, and that's what it gives you per month. And that's what you see. Most recent dividend yield, 0.110. It's the equivalent to 8.81%. So once you start realizing that the bank is a dinosaur, CDs are a joke, and you can't make any money anywhere but the market, CEFs, and everything else, you'll start to realize that the power of this, the power that you have in CEFs and others. You know, if you have a small account, and you're just learning it, and you want to see it work, that's what you want to do. You want to get involved in those. You got a little bit of a push down on some things. DSL is another one of those, I think. Yep. See, just got paid. Let's see, go into this, it says March 10th. So February 10th or 9th or whatever, it's not going to be exact, but they paid 11 cents and you had 10 of them, so you made $1 something, right? $1.10. You just keep you have to think in multiples. But where people make the mistake is they go all in. I'm going to buy 10,000 shares of this. It's going to cost me, or 1,000 shares, it's going to cost me $17,000. And sure, you know, what are you going to make? But that would be a smarter thing to do if you just know that it's going to stay in a range. But you don't have the opportunity to make the occurrence. It's going to be hard to sell it for a gain. You can see this looks great because it's going up, right? But I didn't know it was going to go up. I just kept adding to the portfolio. You see here, 100, so 10% of that. This portfolio can only, because it's below 100,000, you can only go 10% per transaction, right? Your max shares are 100, no matter how much money you have. But the dollar cost average, it would have to come down to $15.85 for me to be able to buy more. Just a constant income coming in. That's what we're looking for. The account just keeps on growing. Doesn't stop. Not for anything. Market can be closed. As soon as it opens, it pays those dividends. Hey, Jack's finally on the move. If we look, Jack, top of the list, high Vega, right? This is what I'm talking about. This one, look, it's moving in. Well, that just was a 30-cent jump right there, right? So maybe it closes, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But we bought it down here at 100. It's already up $2 this week, right? But it jumps around so much, we don't know. So we just leave it alone. Don't guess. So we come down here. Kalu's not doing anything, 45 cents. It's good just to look at the ones that are actually moving. so you get a better idea of volatility. Okay, how close did we get on that? Looked like a high of 107.07, 13 cents away. Does it close today? Don't know. We'll find out in the afternoon, I guess. I'll get off here at 10. I'll come back around 2. See what's actually happening. They close it out. Usually Fridays. The big boys, the institutions, they're done by noon. They're probably done by 10 o'clock. And they're on their way, you know, I wouldn't say on their yacht, but they're going on vacation. They're going away for the weekend. They're doing whatever they got to do to get away from this. The retail trader is stuck and glued to his computer screen, you know, thinking that if he watches it closely enough, that's going to change these numbers. It doesn't. The market doesn't know you're watching it. So watching it ain't going to make a difference. It's going to do what it's going to do. You got to get that in your head. Now, if you're a trader, yeah, you got to sit in front of that computer, and whether you're winning or losing, you got to be there because you got to trade it quick, and you're using large sums of money to try and make little small moves. But you'll find more times than not you don't have enough money, and the market will take it from you. Been there, done that years ago. It's a hard way to make a living on the market. PHT, that's just a slow grind up. Who knows where it goes? Now look at the side of the account. It's $4,000 higher than the start of the week. That's not gain. That's just money that's come back in that's going to have to be redistributed on the next scan. If you follow it from week to week, you'll see that this number at the bottom here, your cash part of your portfolio, goes up and down, ebb and flow. You're selling on the way up, buying on the way down. It looks like a wave. And we take it down to the micro level, so that's why we go off the close. That's why when we look at a price, we buy lower than the close. It's just these little micro waves that you're looking at, because you don't know where the top is. So therefore, what you're doing is maybe you got a 50-50 chance on your whole portfolio, but look at how many we bought this week. Everything that's colored, that's about half, right? Everything is colored that we bought this week that came back down. So maybe that was a top. We don't know. But the idea is you better have a plan on when to get in and when to get out. Your dividend amount is your amount to get out. If you think you know where this stock price is going, then you don't have a top. You say, oh, I'm going to look at this chart and say, I just bought this PHT. I think it's going to $100. Well, good luck with that. You'll be sitting on it for a while. You'll be collecting them dividends. That's about it. Nothing wrong with that, though. I don't know where the market's going. Don't care. Each one of these is its own little market. Just think you and 1,000 other people are looking at it, saying, okay, I want to profit here. I want to profit there. Some people just put their money in there and collect the dividends. Still a winning situation. But yeah, overall, I don't see this day being very eventful. Let's see what we got here. See, we're still at even on the ES. NQ's not doing anything. That tells me that there's no institutions left. It's 9:38 Central Time. Give it another 20 minutes to see if something breaks out, but let's see what's on the news here. Fed to test ability of largest banks to weather a recession. Yeah. So what does that tell you? They're giving you a warning. They're testing largest banks. Who are the largest banks? Bank of America, Wells Fargo, whatever. Now what's this? Yellen is creating a new senior treasury post. Another czar. Financial hit for potential minimum wage increases. Yeah, shocker, huh? But it's funny, something about Bitcoin. What are you looking at? You're saying the top of the web page? Oh, on closed-end funds? Sorry about that. Let me bounce that back over so you can see it. Oop. Let me leave it like that. Can you see that? You just put your ticker symbol in up here. And go, what was that, DBL? Put your ticker symbol in up here, and you can look around. It's just a search engine, no biggie. Yeah, I have to cut off part of the top of the screen for, you know, hiding certain things that I don't want unscrupulous people to see. But at the end of the month, I'll put up another 6-month running total, just on a couple of these accounts, or maybe one. I think it's just one account that I do. Probably the lowest one, so you can see the increase. You can see that I'm not adding any outside money, because I want to show what the actual account will grow, because it's kind of skewed. If you put, like, if I put $10,000 into a cash account, right, it looks like the account just grew like tremendously, and that's misleading. But if you see this, you know, line up, this slow move up, you get the idea that this account's not losing any money. So that's the best thing to see. And this is what these guys do online. They show you, you know, charts and say, look at all this money I'm making. It's like, yeah, well, you've been putting in $1,000 every month, and that's well more than what you're making on the account. And maybe you are making money in the account, but we can't see it, you know. But I mean, if you took any losses in there, you put $1,000 in there, it's always a win. So we find PHT, check that out. That was a spike. That had to spike to hit that. Let's check it out. Oh no, that was just a small, I forget, I get that mixed up with another one. So we just brought the account down a little bit in value, or that particular stock down in value, to get it down to max shares amount. So we still have 34. Okay, I remember now. Yep. So it didn't really change the average price because it was such a small amount. But now what we're looking to do is we can go in here 935, because which one was that? Oh yeah, okay, it brought it down to 239 shares. So it was 260 something, I think. So now what we can do is we can target our amount above. So we're going to go, get this off of here. Where's the calculator at? Calculator. Okay. We take our calculator, we come down here. So now it's 936 at our average price, plus 87 cents. And we're well over 100 shares, so we don't have to add anything to it because it's diluted. So I just go 1023 to cover the regulatory fees, 2 cents there. That's usually what that is. So we can close it at 1025. So we close the entire amount at 1025. It's got to go to 1025, and that closes that. You can see the share amount, 239. And I want to transmit that. That's just a safety in there. So I don't make any mistakes. So now we go back to the chart. You can see that's my target price, 1025. If it runs up there and hits that, I'm out. Right. Meanwhile, What I actually did there is I'm saving, or I shouldn't say saving, but I added that money back to the cash account. Those 33, or how many shares was it? So I made $4 and I returned 33 shares worth. So 33 times 9, you might just shy of $330, right? $330 went back to my cash account to be redeployed. So I didn't lose anything, but what I did is I reduced my cost basis in PHT. And what that means is I reduced my risk in any one product. There's still $2,200 in there, but it's making 9.2%. You see? So it's still up $32, right? Even though I took that profit, but I reduced my risk. This is how you manage your accounts. It takes you time to get used to. You just have to watch it. You know, I'm going to be on here hopefully for quite some time and keep showing people how to get used to it, how to work with their money. Eventually, it's like anything else, like riding a bike. Once you understand it and how it works, you'll be able to do it on a daily basis. Manage your own account. So if something ever happened to me, you can be like, I know how to do it. I don't need a bank to give me the crumbs. I just take everything. PHT. Now remember what the market's doing, right? It's flat. Not doing anything. These stocks work independently from the overall market. Don't get them confused. Like if the market's going up, I need to buy more of some of these. That's not how it works. These all work they're independently. Now this account is back up to $36.50 in cash. That's just be able to redeploy for next week. This account is up to 9,400, so got quite a bit of money to go back into the market. But as long as it's moving up, we continue to see sells, and that's what you want to be doing. You don't want to be buying on the way up. You know, even though you are buying on the way up in relationship to prices 6 months ago, you're taking profit on the way up. That's the whole key. But you're not going in with massive amounts of money in any one stock or CEF. BP, can't do anything about that one. That just kind of, that's way below what I bought that for, $38.91. Got down as low as 15. So I think I dollar cost average somewhere in there. But I still can't put this on the chart. You know, it's close. 38.91. See if I can get that to do it. It won't show it yet. Once it can show it, then I can, you know, put it on there and you'll see. EOI. Yeah, this one moves a lot. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, each week. MPLX. It's hanging out. It's in a range. Collecting them dividends. We got how many days before the next one? May 7th before you get another 275. So that's another $150. Continue to think small. Eventually, if you can think small, it's easy to think big. But most people think big. They think millions, right? And then they make the mistake. They punch that big ticket. Say, hey, I'm going to put $1 million into this one stock. Invariably, the next day the stock goes in half, and they're like, well, what do I do? There's nothing you can do unless you got an extra million sitting around. You just collect your dividends. You could sell it, but who wants to lose $500,000? That's how people think, though. You don't think small. If you gave me $1 million tomorrow, I'd open up 10 separate different accounts with $100,000 in each of one of them and earn 20% on max shares every day till the end of my life. If I know I'm making 10% across the board on $1 million, I'm making $100,000 a year. Simple math. You got option A, take $1 million, throw it into one stock, or take option B and say, hey, look at all these stocks that pay all these different dividend amounts. Which ones do I want? Do I spread it out, or do I just say, hey, I'm going to go for this one, 13.5%, I'm going to buy 1 million shares, or whatever $1 million would buy you. You know, in this case, what would $1 million look like in shares? Million divided by 634, you can buy 157,000 shares and make 157,000 approximately dollars per year at 13.5%. It's an option. Only you can make that decision. Union Pacific's taken off for some reason. See if there's any news. Used to have a news tab somewhere here. Oh, here we go. New chart, newswire. Price spike up. Didn't really tell us much. Probably got something to do with oil transportation from the oil pipeline. It's not running anymore, would be my guess, but don't really care. It's going to do what it's going to do. That price is, it comes down to people buying it or computers. It doesn't matter. It's just, it does what it does. Yeah, well, my day is going to be filled up until about 2 o'clock with cleaning the house, getting everything ready to take off in the morning, and turning it over to the real estate agents. They're supposed to be putting a sign up here at 10 o'clock, and they might even start showing today, which means I'm going to have to get out of the house. I need to start cleaning here, get everything straight and tidy for people to come walking through. At least I'm living in one room of the house, so there's not a heck of a lot to do, but this little dog, he can make a mess pretty quick. So as long as he's sleeping, I'm good. Like Tyson's chugging around. We bought it down here, I guess, this week. I think it was on the scan. Yep, there it is. Right there. We bought it at $64.50. It's just tumbling around there. Who knows? It's been as high as $70.54 this week. So Monday, if you looked at a daily chart, this thing ramped up and then came all the way down, hit, and now it's back up. But we don't look at daily charts. We don't care what happens on the daily basis. There's no advantage to it. Hershey chocolate, they have good earnings or something? Must have, huh? Who knows? Is it gonna hit? Taking bets. Maybe I can make some money off bets. Tails I win, heads you lose. Look at this other account here. Yeah, we got 5 minutes left, so I don't see anything really coming across the board as being exciting. But you see how things spike. I mean, you can't be watching everything. That's why I say during the day you close out positions. Well, you're taking a nap, or you're at work, or you're feeding your dog, or you're going on errands, whatever. You come back, that hey, I just bought something. Oh, your job and responsibility at that point is to put in a closing order. That's all you got to do. Put it in for the amount of the dividend. And if you are paying commissions, you have to factor that in. But if you're not with Interactive Broker, um, unless you're using IBKR Lite, you don't have to pay any commissions on that side. But on their Pro platform, it's $1 per commission. Schwab, E-Trade, Thinkorswim, which is TD Ameritrade, I have all those accounts. So you don't pay any commissions on those. But I can still make money. I'm showing you that I can still make money paying a commission. It's just, if it was $7 per trade, you'd be hard pressed. You'd have to add $7 to each side of your trade. That pushes you outside of the mean quite a way. So it's really hard to make those occurrences happen quickly. But they do happen. You can still do it with this system. It's just harder, it's not like you're losing anything, but it's because the market is giving you this, the $7 is just factored into the price move. It's not actually costing you anything. All right, Towns. Hey, good luck with that clog sink. Those, hopefully, I don't have to do any of that stuff in the near future. But I'm going to be shutting down here at 10. I'll come back at around 2 because I got a lot of stuff to do before I leave in the morning. And I just want to have a nice, easy transition, get all my computers packed up. So for you people out there that don't think it works, try it for a month. I can send you free scans for your first month. Just subscribe, watch it for a month. You don't have to watch it every day. All you got to do is follow the scans, follow the strategy, learn the strategy, go to the videos on how to do it. That's what it's all about, is finding something that works and sticking with it and using the rules. If you've got a better way to do it and you're making money, then you wouldn't be looking around. All right, well, it's 10 o'clock, so I'm going to call it and get some stuff done around the house, get ready for this sale. But yeah, join me at 2 o'clock and we'll see what actually happened at the end of the day on Friday. Talk, and if anybody comes to the room that needs some questions answered, just place it in the live chat. Talk to you later.